again, thank you so much for joining us tonight on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you live from the Edo State capital, Benin City, Nigeria. My name is Oluwatoyin Oyedola. Apologies for bringing the news behind schedule. The Edo State gubernatorial elections is less than 9 months away, with the primary scheduled for February next month. Against this backdrop, BeeTv News have inquired from the major political parties jostling for the governorship ticket their level of preparedness towards the election. The report. As the party primaries gradually approaches, it is only fitting that every party with a governorship aspirant be ready for the primary elections billed for February 2024. In an interview with BeeTv News, Engineer Lawrence Oka, the APC Edo State Publicity Secretary, said that with the field of aspirants getting crowded, the APC is fully ready for the elections come February, adding that they are still expectant of more aspirants before the primaries.
I just waiting for the National Secretary of my party to give a date. Though INEC have already indicated interest from on the 1st to 20th or so of February for general, but my party has to fit our own dates. We are waiting for that date. And before then, we have a lot of aspirants that are indicating interest in our party. As of the last count, there are 23, and I still expect maybe 1 or 2 to close it up. Thereafter, the party leadership will sit down and think of the best materials for this job. This time around, we don't want to make mistakes. Mistakes have been made before, we want not to repeat it. We are looking at all of them, and we are coming up with very good materials. And I can assure the people of Edo State the best will throw up for them for the election. As of today, the guidelines for our party is not out. Yeah, but it cannot be different from other guidelines. We've done an election before, Kogi, Bayelsa, and Limbo. So similar, it's only dates that will be different. By this week or thereabouts, the national, we don't dictate to the national, they will tell us when they are ready to release guidelines. It's not a problem at all.
On his part, the state chairman of the Labour Party, Mr. Kelly Ogbaloy, indicated the readiness of the Labour Party towards the primary election, stating the party is set to conduct a free, fair and transparent election in order to propagate the candidates who would represent the party and lead the state efficiently and effectively. He, however, reveals that the guidelines of the Labour Party are not officially out, but have been arranged and would be out in earnest.
In preparation for primaries and all that goes with it, they are more on the larger part of it, very strategic, and so much of it is not what anybody wants to discuss in the front of the camera. But I can tell you simply that a reasonable party like us cannot fold in arms without planning seriously for its primaries. So to this extent, our primaries, we are very prepared. Everything we need to put together already being put together, and we hope to deliver to the union aspiration of the people when our primaries are conducted. But what we can take home is that Labour Party will do only what is right in this direction. Our guidelines are almost out, but not yet in the public. But I can assure you that within the shortest possible time, in the week, our guidelines will be ready. We need to do proper job. It's not a matter of rushing to the public with guidelines. We have propounded the guidelines. We have been looking at them to effect changes across the lines where it's necessary. So we're doing the last bit of it. So it's an important document. It's not what you put in the public and then rushing back to take back. So we want to be sure that once we are done and it's out, and it remains the document of the party.
Meanwhile, the Edo State Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Mr. Vasco Ogi, stated that the People's Democratic Party is fully prepared towards the party primaries, revealing that the guidelines of the party have been out since last year and the nomination forms are available for collection from the national headquarters at Abuja.
PDP as a party in Edo State is well prepared. As you can see, the schedule of activities released by the party a few months ago reveals that the sales of forms will start on the 10th of January, and we hope by tomorrow you will know, because we know a lot of persons are out there claiming to be aspirants, but how many of them are really the aspirant will be known in the next 1 week. PDP is already on its way to victory. The expression of interest form is 5 million naira, while the nomination form is 20 million naira. PDP is a gender-sensitive party. For the female folks, they are free to collect the form without paying a dime.
With the primary elections billed for February next month, Nigerians are keen to see who would eventually represent each party for the gubernatorial elections for September 2024. Oluwatoyin Oyedola reporting for BeeTv News. In the wake of the Beta Edu saga, the Tinubu-led administration, moved by the public outcry on Tuesday, slashed the travel expenditure of all government officials down by 60%. BeeTv News crew spoke with some respondents on the development, and here's what they had to say. The report. Speaking to BeeTv News, some respondents lauded the move, stating that the expenditure cuts is the right line of action towards minimizing unnecessary expenses, thereby saving the nation's treasury.
It's a good development. None of our presidents, past president, have ever done such. It was squandering our financial resources, our oil money.
Others who spoke with the news crew said, despite the action being commendable, the same attention should be focused on the state of the nation's economy, and mentioned areas which need attention from the federal government.
It's better for them to slash their salary as well, to make a better Nigeria. So that we use the salary for other things, if it is education or subsidizing fuel or other things. But to me, the slashing of their presidential convoy, all those things has nothing to do with me. But it's a welcome development.
It's very okay for him to do that. But the major thing is that let her think about Nigeria first. When he think about Nigeria first, he think how to move Nigeria forward. That is the most important thing. And he tackle corruption.
He's supposed to have reduced their monthly salaries. You understand? Can you imagine? Like this, look at the present situation we are now. Somebody will be receiving 36 million naira. Imagine. While millions of Nigerians, they are suffering. They're supposed to slash their salary at least 15 million naira a month.
Oluwatoyin Oyedola reporting for BeeTv News. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has commended President Bola Tinubu on the suspension of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Beta Edu. In a statement by his Special Assistant Public Communication, Frank Shuaibu, on Tuesday, Atiku noted that the suspension of the minister was commendable, but not enough. The former vice president noted that it was unfortunate that a program that was designed to lift over 100 million Nigerians out of extreme poverty had allegedly become a cash cow for successive or progressive Congress governments. Recall that President Bola Tinubu on Monday directed the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukayode, to investigate all financial transactions involving the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Edu came under criticism after a leaked memo on December 20th, 2023, revealing that she directed the Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Madi, to transfer 585 million naira to a private account owned by one Oniyelu Bridget, who the ministry claimed currently serves as the project accountant grants for vulnerable groups. Pastor Osagie Izeyamu has continued to enjoy the support of party leaders and members across the state ahead of the APC governorship primaries. His visit to Owan East and Akokwedo local government area was an indication of such support. BeeTv News Best Orator reports that the people said that they believe it's only Pastor Osagie Izeyamu that can take Edo State to the promised land. The report.
The campaign train of Pastor Osagie Ezeyamu arrived in Afuze, Onwa East Local Government and Igara, Akoko-Edo Local Government Area, amidst cheers as Pastor Osagie Ezeyamu radiates renewed hope for Edo people across the length and breadth of the state. The warmth and enthusiasm coupled with the heartfelt reception were truly overwhelming, revealing the acceptability of the man with the simple agenda, Pastor Osagie Ezeyamu. For Pastor Osagie Ezeyamu, the mission, vision, and agenda is a simple agenda which stands for security, infrastructure development, manpower development, public-private partnership, leadership by example, and employment creation. He said when all these are done, Edo State will truly reflect what the state is known for as the heartbeat of Nigeria.
Our state must be developed. Not only Benin, every part. Look at Afuze. Afuze in Ogbemudia's time was better than the Afuze of today. Yes. I can assure you that all these issues I have addressed, I'm not coming on Benin agenda, or Eastern agenda, or African agenda. I'm coming on the Edo agenda. Let us develop Edo.
Pastor Osagie Ezeyamu told the leaders in Onwa East and Akoko-Edo local government area respectively that the simple agenda is measurable, achievable, realistic, and will be time-bound. He maintained that his motivation for running for the office of the governor of Edo State was to make a difference.
If I want to run for governor, let me have an agenda. That is how I sat down, not alone. Only one man cannot produce an agenda for a state. No. I consulted with people in the 182 wards, in the 10 local governments. What do we need? What do we need to do? And that's how we came up with a simple agenda. This simple agenda, as small as it is, identifies the problem of Akoko-Edo. Some of the main things that need to be done to change Akoko-Edo is in the simple agenda. For example, in the simple agenda, we said a place like Akoko-Edo should be a solid mineral cluster. A place where companies will be invited to come and see the blessings in Akoko-Edo. And to be able to benefit from it, you must improve on the infrastructure of Akoko-Edo. Develop the place.
Speaker after speaker at the meeting said Pastor Osagie Ezeyamu should be rest assured that he will be the next candidate of the APC in this year's governorship election.
When I listen to the governor to be POI, I listen very carefully for all his manifesto. I so much believe on every one of them. If it's being given this mandate, this opportunity, I'm very fully sure that he will make a wonderful good changes in this our local government area, even Edo State in particular.
He's not a politician that does not know every aspect of Edo State's needs. He has written it in his simple agenda. For you to understand it properly, you can get a copy of the simple agenda to hold him accountable for what he has said that he will do when he becomes the governor of Edo State.
So he's not a man that people will begin to ask questions about. He has mustered enough experience, so much so that he has the skill to redirect the state and give us a new Edo State.
A man that is exposed, a man that has seen life. Why will he have that opportunity that will not perform? And for that reason, he has the capacity. He has what it takes to be able to lead the state. And so, for me, I think the past is gone. We're talking of the present.
I was able to perform very well because the man is a capacity man. If God say yes, nobody can say no. I pray to God Almighty. God will send her to us by God's grace.
He's a man that I mean every word he says. A man does not deceive. He's down to earth. If he tells anything, I can tell you, go on, let's see, we do it. Whatever I have said today, I can tell you, he's going to do every inch of it, everything to the least, he's going to do it.
The campaign team of Pastor Osagie Ezeyamu later moved to other local government areas in Edo North Senatorial District. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Edo State's Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shuaibu, has strongly condemned the attempt to ridicule the office of the Deputy Governor, saying that it's not about Philip Shuaibu, but about the office that must be preserved and respected. Let's join BeeTv News' Goodness Oyedu for more.
Comrade Philip Shuaibu, who spoke extempo during this year's Auchi Day celebration at the Palace of the Otaru of Auchi, narrated how the state government liaison officer in Abuja, Deacon Festus Osaigovo, denied him official vehicles from Abuja to Auchi, giving all sorts of excuses and citing directives from above. The traditional rulers and other guests, who were apparently shocked, listened attentively as Shuaibu narrated his ordeal in the hands of the liaison officer. According to the deputy governor, he called the liaison officer to provide vehicles to take him to Auchi to be part of this year's edition of Auchi Day celebration. But unfortunately, the liaison officer started giving him all sorts of excuses as why he could not provide the vehicles.
And I put a call to the office, that is Abuja Design Office, which is our Edo State Government Design Office. And I said, I'll be going to Auchi tomorrow for Auchi Day. I need you to prepare the vehicles. They will take me by road. And the young man came, he was rejecting. And I said, what is the problem? He said, I think if you have to go, only one car is available for you. He then called me and said, there's only one car available. It's not sure if it will not break down on the way. That's, I beg, please, just I'll make an arrangement. Let's hire a vehicle. If you are not using your wife's store. And I said, okay, no problem. How much? He said to hire an SUV is 250,000. I said, okay, go ahead and hire an SUV and bring my heroes. Then just send me a text later. So that even the friendly of the government owned that will bring you have to friend it by yourself.
The deputy governor said he, however, managed to be in Auchi because he was determined to be part of Auchi Day celebration. He noted that it is a sad commentary because government should imbibe the spirit of respecting the institution rather than ridiculing them.
The office of the deputy governor of Edo State is not a deputy governor to Obaseki. Deputy governor of the entire Edo State. The office is being reduced. These are the characters that come with the name of private sector to tell us we should be setting institutions. That by the grace of God, your son, Philip Shuaibu, by the grace of God, is the next governor of Edo State. Because look at these people, look at them. They gave me this staff. One cup of mine is not in it. Look at them. It will take a camera to pass through the eyes of a needle for Aswell without to be governor of Edo State. Now, as he's coming, the entire government vehicle, mega project and everything is coming with him. That's an appointee of government. What the government is doing is reducing the bonus. I am the eye of the bonus in government house. It's reducing the entire bonus in government house of the day.
Shuaibu used the opportunity to plead with the royal fathers and the guests to support his aspiration to be the next governor of Edo State, reading out a catalogue of flagship programs he intends to execute if elected. He specifically assured the traditional rulers of a pride of place in his government. Goodness Oyedu, reporting for BeeTv News.
A frontline aspirant under the platform of the APC and member representing Ovia Federal Constituency, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, says no politician will think twice on how to speak and woo a gainfully employed youth during electioneering campaigns if the youths are intellectuals. Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa stated this during a visit to the leaders of Ikpobaoka local government. The report.
The honorable member representing of your federal constituency, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, who is also the chairman House Committee on Health, Federal House of Representatives, said Edo State is underdeveloped today because the local government council have not been able to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people at the grassroots because the chairmen are giving peanuts to run the council, saying that they are not autonomous. He stated that giving autonomy to local government, which is his priority when he becomes governor, will not only give the local government powers and resources to fix rural roads and other infrastructure, but will also lead to loss of employment opportunity for the youths. Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa said with his wealth of experience as a former commissioner and now member representing of your federal constituency, is also a youth who wants to see other youths gainfully employed and taken off the streets.
I'll give autonomy to local government to make sure they develop their localities. And I will also ensure I will protect, defend the traditional institutions. A youth in Okweta winner. We no voting, we are back. But we are 5,000 now because every winner. So by the grace of God, a trajectory.
Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa also stated that as a son of a farmer during his growing days, he understands how supporting farmers can ensure food security in a state or country, which he said would be another of his priority. He said he acquired education with the proceeds from farming and noted that providing adequate security in the state will lead to massive food increase and less hunger, which will in turn provide employment for the larger populace, particularly youths in the state.
I will protect the territorial integrity of Edo State. But today we can no longer go to our farms. Under my watch, with the security vote, I will make sure there is peace and security in Edo State.
Speaking earlier, Alhaji Abubakar Akokia, a political bigwig of APC in Edo North, said he's supporting the nomination of Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa because of his laudable strides of development across the 23 wards of Ovia Federal constituency, and that it is time to support a youth to govern the state.
Me, Alhaji Abubakar Akokia, JP, and my family and my followers from Isako West are giving the full support to make Denko the governor. Somebody if we're able to deliver in Edo South, forget about settlement, forget about money. If we're able to deliver in Edo South and it's not House of Rep, do we need to support such person or not? Not people that we have been supporting will give them, they cannot even deliver their units.
Another member of his entourage from Edo Central Senatorial District, Mr. Frank Adegudu, a former special advisor to former governor of Edo State, Comrade Adams Eric Oshomole, on environment and special duties, said the ASA agenda that people are clamoring for is not valid, as the critical stakeholders in Edo Central have decided to support Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, whom he said is not only a sellable candidate, if nominated, but also is loved across the length and breadth of the state.
There is this strong perception from everywhere. There is an ESA agenda on behalf of the critical stakeholders officials. I am from the Southeast. I am telling you, we are appealing to you to join us to support your son.
Responding to Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa's speech, the APC chairman in Ikoboha local government, the woman leader and a leader of the party and one-time member of the Edo State Oil and Gas Producing Area Development Commission, Chief Victor Ehato, said that Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa is a son in whom they are well pleased and pleaded for more support for him as they prayed for him to succeed.
So but I can't you can
The campaign team of Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, who was accompanied by his wife, Mrs. Osaitin Idahosa, next moved to Oedo and Ego local government areas. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
A former commissioner for education in Edo State, Honorable Washington Osao-Sifo, says he has the requisite experience to govern the Edo State as the executive governor of the state. He stated this during his visit to Oedo local government area to seek nomination and support to enable him pick the governorship ticket of the APC in the forthcoming governorship primary holding in February this year. BeeTv News Best Orator completes the report.
Addressing the leadership of APC in Oedo local government area, Honorable Washington Osao-Sifo said he was in the party secretariat in furtherance of his aspiration to be the governor of Edo State. He said he is in the race to change the way government is being run in the state, adding that having worked in public offices in the past, he has the experience and ability to manage resources to develop the state. He said if nominated and elected as the governor of Edo State, he will improve on the infrastructure in the state, provide quality education, motorable and durable roads, support the agricultural sector, and make insecurity a thing of the past in the state.
What I know is that when you elect a governor or public office holders, whether elected or appointed, we manage the scarce resources for the greater good of the greatest number of the people. What I know is that when you elect a governor or public office holders, whether elected or appointed, we manage the scarce resources for the greater good of the greatest number of the people. And when I say scarce resources, we are not talking about the money that an aspirant or a candidate is bringing. It is the money that belongs to the state. If it is not your money you are going to build the infrastructures in the state, why boast about the money you have? But God has also given us enough that we can also do what everybody is doing in addition to what we have. Why can't we have a structure the type that we have in Lagos? When they say Lagos is number one, in terms of administration and politics, they are truly number one. Devolution of powers is there. The government fears nothing, the leaders fear nothing. If I, as Washington and governor, why shouldn't I have, an advisory group like this in Lagos?
Honorable Sifo said serving as a civil commissioner in 2 different ministries under one administration and getting the support of the people of Uhunde to represent them at the Edo State House of Assembly shows the support and the general acceptance by the people. He said if he is nominated as the flag bearer of the APC, the governorship election will be a walkover for the party, as Edo people will wholeheartedly throw their weight behind him.
If you must have your life, you must first lose it. And when you lose it, it will grow. And when it grows, it will jump, it will produce fruit. And when it produces fruit, fruit will be very healthy for all of us to consume. So who is that person that will be willing to make that sacrifice? I tell you, again, I bring myself before you, nominate, support, and vote for me. But I am not desperate. I am desperate for a party that will win. I am desperate for APC to win. If APC wins, I have won.
The APC chairman in Oedo local government area, Mr. Samu Diame, and others said Honorable Washington Osao-Sifo possessed the quality of a good leader, describing him as a man who is not only aware of the yearnings of the people, but one that is ready to serve. They said they will do all within their reach to ensure he emerge as the party's candidate.
Recognize honesty, sincerity in this word. Of all his speech, I was a representative. To me, I'm 83 years old now. For me to accompany people from one way to the other, I want to tell them that it is true. Not everything is not money. He had the brain, he had the knowledge, he had the integrity. So what he said there is that sincerity means a lot. He is full of these three.
Washington is a man of the people. He is a party man. He has given good account of himself in the past and now. And the reason why people are saying he's Washington today is as a result of what has been going on in our great party. I think Washington has done well, and a man that has done well deserves something good.
Anyone that got a nomination, then let's see what God can do for them.
Honorable Washington Osao-Sifo team will next visit Ovia Southwest and Ego local government areas. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Edo State Deputy Governor and a frontline PDP gubernatorial aspirant, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shuaibu, along with his wife, Comrade Mrs. Miriam Shuaibu, have held a consultative and strategic meeting with the 7 PDP local government area women leaders in Edo South Senatorial District, where they stated that women will be given fair representation in government if the governor is elected governor of Edo State. BeeTv News' Rebecca Guffey has the details of the story.
Edo State Deputy Governor and a frontline PDP governorship aspirant, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shuaibu, accompanied by his wife, Comrade Mrs. Miriam Philip Shuaibu, during the consultative visit with the 7 PDP LGA women leader in Edo South Senatorial District, called at the instance of the PDP Edo South Senatorial women leader, Reverend Pat West Irabo, was to avail the deputy governor to speak on the plans for women in the state if he is elected. In his remarks, Right Honorable Shuaibu assured the women that they will be accorded due recognition in the scheme of things if elected governor of Edo State. He also told the women that they will be carried along in his government while having access to working with the First Lady that can relate with their yearnings and aspirations.
As far as women is concerned, it's paramount in my heart and in my hand. And I have a wife that it's not because of politics. She's somebody that like NGO things, have empowerment of women. She is something she enjoys doing. So that is what we are bringing back to politics of Edo State. We tell you how we feel, we listen to how you think is better, we put them together and we move on.
Speaking earlier, PDP Edo South Senatorial Women Leader, Reverend Mrs. Pat West Irabo, while introducing the LGA Women Leader, appealed to the Deputy Governor to give due consideration to women in his cabinet if elected governor.
The women should be carried along, how to have impact. Because during the time of Stella Obasanjo, they said 35% graduation formation for women. But in your time, we don't know how it's going to look like. But since you don't know, for the 8 years, you don't know what has been going on, whether women are being put in the proper place. But I know with you, I know you very well. If you cannot put us, I have somebody I will report you to. His Excellency, Mike, and Her Excellency, Chief Mrs. Louisa Okiadome, I will report you to them. Because I'm part and parcel of Fuga. So please remember us.
Wife of the Deputy Governor, Comrade Mrs. Miriam Shuaibu, assured women that her husband will run an all-inclusive government if elected. Members of the Women on the Move, an initiative of the Deputy Governor's wife, were part of the consultative meeting. Rebecca Guffey reporting for BeeTv News.
Stakeholders in Delta State, South Nigeria have called on the federal government and state governments to design and adopt plans that would ameliorate the plight of dependents of fallen heroes of the armed forces and legionnaires. BeeTv News' Tosin Toluwaloji reports that the stakeholders made the call at the launch of the 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration held at Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. The report.
The state chairman of the Nigerian Legion, retired Colonel Boniface Ojei, appealed to the state government to provide recreational facilities at the state and local government headquarters of the Legionnaires, as well as buses for field activities. In the same vein, chairman of the state's Traditional Rulers Council of Nigeria and the Oroje of Okpe Kingdom, Owuwan, called on the government to make the day more memorable with private sector's involvement. Meanwhile, the governor Sheriff Oborowore, who was represented by the secretary to the state government, Kingsley Emu, said the annual Armed Forces Remembrance Day provided opportunity not only to remember the nation's fallen heroes of the armed forces, but to find renewed ways to care for the dependents of those who had put their lives on the line to ensure the security, progress, and unity of the country.
Efforts are being intensified to ameliorate the plight of legionnaires and dependents of our fallen heroes, considering the current economic challenges which have compounded an already tested situation. The current administration is however determined to do more in ensuring that it brings smiles to the faces of Deltans, including legionnaires, widows, and dependents of the foreign heroes.
The Nigerian Legion Act 1988, Section 2, provides for the Nigerian Legion to engage in ventures that will yield revenue, create jobs for the veterans, widows, and dependents of fallen heroes.
If a soldier makes a little mistake, we will blow it out of proportion. But we don't remember what they do for us. People, when they are sleeping in the comfort of our beds, people are sleeping in trenches. We are not fair to these people. I've worked with soldiers. I've seen people killed in my front. I'm alive today because of them sacrificed their life for me. Would you take this in more serious, Your Excellency?
Tosin Toluwaloju reporting for BeeTv News.
The governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborevori, has presented certificates of occupancy CFO for 3,747 hectares of land to the Nigerian Navy for its forward operation base in Ekravo's Warri Southwest local government area of the state. The state governor, Oborevori, made the presentation to the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, and his delegation at the Government House, Asaba. BeeTv News' Rebecca Guffey has the details.
I'm going to present your vote to you.
Speaking during the courtesy visit, Governor Oborevori commended the Nigerian Navy and other security agencies for their support and cooperation to the government and people of the state. He noted that the state has been experiencing peace, especially in the waterways, because of the efforts of the security agencies, assuring that his administration would continue to partner with them for the development of the state.
I want to tell you that Delta States, that we are very happy with your operation here. What you experience here, the peace you experience here, if you go to other waterways outside this state, is quite different. You cannot go to all those waterways without going with the gun boots. But in our waterways here, you can go without even security. The place is safe because of the good work people are doing. People have improved a lot. We want more improvement. Security cannot be 100%, but we are doing our best. The state government is doing the best.
Earlier, Vice Admiral Ogala thanked Governor Oborevori, the government, and people of Delta State for their support to the Navy, assuring that it would continue to ensure security of the nation's oil assets for optimum production. He said there has been gradual increase in oil production in the country and commended the governor for the construction of a jetty at the naval base in Warri.
That is to say that security now is being looked at from the point of view of whole of society approach. A whole of society approach means that every citizen contributes to the security of his own area. And in this area, we want to continue to seek the support and collaboration of the host communities and people of Delta State in providing us the information and all the support that we will need in order to be able to turn the tide against these criminals. Because this is the mandate which we have been given, and we have no other option but to deliver on that mandate.
Ogala said the Navy requires the continued support and collaboration of coastal states, with Delta being a major coastal state. Rebecca Guffey reporting for BeeTv News.
The member representing Esan West, Esan Central, and Igwebe Federal Constituency, Right Honorable Marcus, says his attention has been drawn to a meddled, unfounded, and propagandistic rumor that proliferated all web and social media platforms purporting the withdrawal of interest by Right Honorable Marcus Onobun to contest in the Edo State 2024 gubernatorial quest. In a statement by his media team, Onobun said he is not unaware of the heinous orchestration of the pessimistic coterie of critics who have again made an embarrassing charade of their normative mayhem. But unfortunately, such met the Waterloo into the abyss where it belongs. The statement said in a democratic setting, it is apt for all aspirants to garner their arsenals towards a primary election, which is fundamental as to the practice of internal democracy peculiar to contemporary practices of international best practices. thereby birthing a candidate that shall represent the party in the general election. The team called on all supporters to remain calm and focused as the rumored withdrawal are strategies structured by callow minds of poor political orientation. The statement said Right Honorable Marcus Onobum remained focused and unwaveringly committed to deliver on the New Dawn mandate, which is all its representations is inclusive, organized, effectual and corroborative. The statement dispelled all other claims and concluded by saying that Right Honorable Marcus Onobum is still in the race to clinch the ticket for the Edo State gubernatorial election of 2024 under the platform of the PDP. You're still on to BeeTv Major News at 6. We'll be going on a quick break now. Please, do stay with us.
Politics is the ability to foretell what is going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, and even next year. We are already in the election year, and it is time to choose a candidate. Who should PDP nominate as the next governor of Edo State? Honorable Dr. Felix Godsent Arabwe, aka Jofel, is the right man for the job. Arabwe is the real solutions. He is working for change. He will work for you. From hope to higher ground, nominate Honorable Dr. Felix Godsent Arabwe. With him, the best days still lies ahead for Edo State. Jofel will get it done. He will lead with love. He is for the people. Jofel will make our farmers great again. With Jofel, more hopeful Edo is possible. Nominate and support Honorable Dr. Felix Godsent Arabwe for security, infrastructure, employment, empowerment, investment opportunities, and lots more. My dear PDP leaders and delegates, support and nominate Dr. Felix Godsent Arabwe, aka Jofel, for Edo State Governor 2024. PDP, power to the people.
Welcome back. The World Bank has projected that Nigerians' per capita income will return to its pre-pandemic level by 2025. The bank, in its Global Economic Prospects Report for January 2024 outlook, said the country's economy is expected to witness a gradual improvement in the coming years based on the gradual impact of physical reforms initiated by the government. BeeTv News' Gift Uwagboy has details of this and more from the business world.
The sub-Saharan African region, including Nigeria, experienced a slowdown in economic growth to an estimated 2.9% in 2023, primarily due to country-specific challenges such as higher input prices for businesses in Nigeria. Looking forward, the Bretton Woods Institution projected Nigeria's economic growth at 3.3% for 2023 and 3.7% for 2025. These projections are 0.3 and 0.6 percentage points higher than previous estimates made in June last year. This improvement is expected due to the gradual impact of macro-fiscal reforms initiated by the government. A new report by Cardinal Stones has revealed the cement prices in 2024 will remain higher despite a slash in price from Boa Cement in October last year. The report, titled Nigerian Cement Rebounding from a Tumultuous Year, noted that the year 2023 was challenging for the nation's cement industry, occasioned by the poorly executed Naira redesign, which led to cash scarcity, currency devaluation in June, and heavy rainfalls during the third quarter. The report noted that cement prices will continue to remain high in 2024 due to producers seeking to offset operational costs, volatility in forex market, and high inflation. Federal government reveals moves to tackle pressure on foreign exchange. The federal government has said it is actively addressing the issue of pressure on foreign exchange in Nigeria. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Doris Uzoka Anite, said this on Tuesday in Ogun State. Uzoka Anite emphasized the government's commitment under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu to encourage industrialization and allocate necessary resources to boost economic recovery. She